Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining our session today. So this is one of our EdTech sessions as we start the new fall semester. This is called Enhancing Your Recordings with Kaltura Capture. So Kaltura is a great app that we have here on campus, available to all faculty, that will really help you to understand more about how to enhance your classes and really level up your recordings. So I'd love to introduce Meytal and Kevin from the Kaltura team. Hello, Kevin.
Hey, David, how are you?
Good. How are you doing today?
Good, thanks.
Good. And
Hey,
Meytal, you're at the beach. Perfect.
I wish.
So Meytal and Ken, if you'd like to introduce yourselves and start the session, thank you so much.
sure. Meytal, I'll go first because since you're presenting, we'll save the best for last here. But thank you, everybody. My name is Kevin Chapman. I'm the Customer Success Manager here at Kaltura for UDC, and I work closely with people like David. And in the past, I think I worked with Julian and a couple other folks there as well. And it's my job just to make sure that UDC is aware of all the different tools that are available through Kaltura, and to make sure that you're having a successful use of them. And with a conversation I had with David several months back, we uncovered that there's definitely an opportunity to improve knowledge of Kaltura Capture's tools there at UDC from a more pedagogical perspective. So we linked up with Meytal, and she's got a great presentation for you here today. And I'll kick it over to her to get everything going.
So, hi everyone. Give me just a minute to start sharing my screen. One moment, please.
And definitely this recording, it is recorded, so it will be used, and we can go ahead and share that with faculty that could not be here. But thank you, Meytal.
Yes, of course.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So, hi everyone. Nice to meet you all. My name is Meytal, and I'm Senior Technical Trainer in Kaltura. I've been with Kaltura for the past 2.5 years. And I must say that this is the first time for me meeting all of you. So this is great, and I'm very much excited. Today, what we're going to do is really dive deep into Kaltura Capture. This is one of the tools that you're getting out of the box using Kaltura in Blackboard Ultra LMS that you have on your environment. And I just want to kind of expand your horizons about this tool. How can you use it, for which scenarios, and what are the workflows for this tool? So I prepared a short presentation for you with a couple of slides that we will go over, and then we will switch into a live demo. And I will be sharing my Blackboard Ultra environment, and I also prepared an example ahead of time. But feel free, if you would like to also ask David to show your environment and exactly where is it placed, we can also save this for the end of the session. So let me just check out the chat. Okay, looks good. So I guess we can get started. So this is the agenda for today. As I've mentioned, I'm really trying to give you all the different answers regarding Kaltura Capture. So we will try to answer first, what is the Kaltura Capture tool? What is it? Just, simple definition of understanding and aligning on what this tool is all about. Then we will try to understand why to use Kaltura Capture. Why is it good for? What are the advantages of this tool? What are we benefiting from using this tool? This is also a question that I will try to answer. Then we will go kind of one step ahead. We'll take it to the next level, and we will try to understand when to use the Kaltura Capture tool, meaning that we have different scenarios that maybe we haven't thought about, and we can utilize this tool and benefit from it. And if you will have additional suggestions about this, I will be more than happy to hear. We brainstorm internally about this. Is this available for faculty now? As far as I know, yes, right, David? It's already enabled for them.
Yep, you got it. It's already in the system. Yep.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
So maybe we will keep 5 minutes in the end. Maybe David, you will share your environment just to make sure that everyone are aligned on where is it, because I will be showing it to you from my environment, if that's okay. But we'll get to this in the end. Great. Yeah, exactly. And so my item number 3 on the agenda is to understand the different scenarios on when to use this tool and how can we kind of enrich our content and enrich our teaching with this tool, and how students can enrich their learning with this tool. And last but not least, I will show you a quick demo of how to use the Kaltura Capture tool. I will walk you through this is a small app with few basic functionalities that I will show you how to use them. And my colleague is also prepared for you kind of something that we worked on before. So we have everything set and ready to go. If you have any questions, feel free to write them in the chat. I'm keeping the chat open on my other screen. Hopefully I will be able to address all of your questions. And if not, I will get back to you with additional information, just in case I won't have the right answers for you. So let's get started with the very first question. What is Kaltura Capture? Kaltura Capture is a multi-stream recording tool that is synchronized with PowerPoint presentations and screen capture, meaning that at the same time, you can capture your screen, you can capture a presentation that is shown on your screen, and there is a very special integration to it, and I will talk about this in a moment. And you can also capture your webcam and your audio, or if you want to, you can capture 2 screens and audio. It doesn't have to be a webcam and a screen. So basically, you can go up to 3 different streams, audio and 2 video streams, either webcam or 2 webcams, or screen and webcam, or 2 screens. I do want to say that this is an easy desktop video capture app. It needs to be downloaded, but then you can also work on it offline. It gives the viewers an interactive experience with the navigation bar within the player that is built in, with searchable options within the player and outside, and we'll talk about all about this. And it's kind of an end-to-end capture solution, because with Kaltura, you can then amplify this recording and add attachments to it. And you can change the thumbnails, and you can add additional information regarding this recording in the metadata fields. And you can kind of enrich this recording with hotspots. And you can even create a layer of questions with the quiz tool of Kaltura on top of it. So you can utilize all Kaltura tools on top of this Kaltura Capture tool. Okay, I do want to share with you some advantages on why to use Kaltura Capture. Hopefully you will agree with me once you will have some more experience with that. So first things first, the Kaltura Capture app is a very easy to use app. This is a very intuitive user interface, and as I mentioned before, you can capture multi-stream recordings with it. I do want to say that it is synchronized with PowerPoint presentations, meaning that if you are using PowerPoint presentation on your screen that you're capturing in a full screen mode, the app will capture all the words from your slides, and these words will become searchable within the video, within the player, and also within the video library provided to you by Kaltura. Also, on top of that, each and every slide will become a chapter of its own over the player. We will see it together in the end of this training today. But I do want you to keep in mind for now that the PowerPoint presentation will have kind of the next level experience within the video. It's not just slides that we will be moving on the screen. It will also have a navigation bar that will help students to find the specific slide that they want to go to into the video, using the search bar or using kind of a navigations with chapters. So just keep that in mind. Another thing I wanted to mention is the fact that we can annotate. So the Kaltura Capture tool provides you with the option to annotate over the presentations. Or whatever you're capturing on your screen, you can annotate on whatever there is on your screen. You have arrows, you have drawings, you can type, you can bring up a whiteboard and even use the whiteboard on top of whatever you're showing. So you can kind of visualize concepts that are shown on your screen with kind of another annotation or drawing or something like that. I already mentioned the fact that you can enrich your video with wide range of tools, including captions. You can submit caption requests that you have out of the box with Kaltura. You can add a layer of quizzes. You can add hotspots, which are basically call to actions button. And you can kind of use all the editing tools that we provide you, even trim the edges or take segments out of your recording if you don't like them later on So you can change all of that. As I've mentioned, viewers can navigate through the video with the interactive video player, and it can be easily searched, discovered, and shared internally. So I will mention all about searchability while we will be creating our Kaltura Capture recording or reviewing the example that I already bring to you. So the next thing that I want to jump into, unless you have any questions or comments, is when should we use the Kaltura Capture? It's not Kaltura, it's Kaltura Capture. Sorry for that. When should we use Kaltura Capture? What will be the scenario for that? So we have video assignments, and we have lab demonstrations, and we have flipped classrooms, and we have students' presentations, and video feedback, and video peer review. So all of that is available within the world of Blackboard, and you can utilize Kaltura Capture in all of these different aspects, and also in the aspects of learning. So I do want to dive deeper into these scenarios. And the first thing that I've thought of is the video assignment. So we know how we can publish assignments within Blackboard, but think of it that instead of just bringing up this article that they need to read, or this assignment that you wrote to them, you can actually at the same time also explain it in your own words. So imagine to yourself that this is the attachment that you are adding to the assignment in Blackboard, but instead of just adding this attachment, you're also adding a video. You can embed Kaltura videos, of course, within Blackboard. In every space you have a text editor, and you actually explain in your own words this assignment. I believe that this will kind of enhance the engagement of your students, because they will see you explaining, and they will kind of be able to read between the lines what is important, what they should focus on. And I think that this is one way to use Kaltura Capture to basically take this attachment, take this document, take this spreadsheet, take whatever way that you want to present this assignment, and just add yourself explaining this assignment in your own words. So I believe you can benefit from it, but again, you can take it or leave it. It's up to you. I do want to say that the experience we see in here right now is the way the player is built. So students can toggle the view. I will show you another screenshot of another view. We can change the view, what will be on the big screen and what will be on the small screen stream. And here we have the navigation bar that I was talking about. We will get to this. Another very interesting option that will require one more webcam on top of the one that you have in your laptops, but again, consider this to kind of record your lab demos from two different angles. So one can be up front, sitting up front of your computer using your webcam that is installed in your laptop, and another webcam maybe from the side, maybe from the up, kind of having a view from the top, or I don't know, from the bottom, and showing what you're doing from two different angles. This is very easy to do within Kaltura Capture, because Kaltura Capture will capture all the different devices that are connected to your computer. So you can use two cameras, for example, one on your desktop, one on your laptop, the other one that is connected, the simplest webcam that you can find and connect to your computer. You can use it and kind of create a video with two different angles showing what you are doing. I think that we can all agree that this is very popular in all the different how-to videos that we see online, and we can now utilize this to our lab demos and kind of hope that students will be able to navigate in this kind of flow of what they need to do in the lab in the most easiest way that we can offer them. Another thing, and again, I'm just suggesting ideas here. You can take them, you don't have to. You can decide that none of this is relevant to you or all of it is relevant to you. Maybe we'll vote on this in the end. Flipped classroom. So maybe you would like your students to watch the lecture before the class. And when they are coming to class, we will actually do something else. We will talk about a specific question from the lecture. Maybe we will review together the latest research, I don't know, new findings. Maybe we will split into smaller groups and we will discuss something from the lecture. But the fact is that you can really easily capture your lecture ahead of time and share it with the class. How can you share it? Either in the media gallery, or embed the video somewhere, everywhere that you have in Blackboard text editor. But eventually the idea here is to record your lecture ahead of time with a very easy user interface. So you will have your webcam to create some kind of a personal touch to it, and you will have your screen, and you can have there everything that you planned for this class, your presentations, your links, your articles, everything that you thought that you will be showing in this class. Just do it ahead of time. Of course, you can enrich this recording with attachments. You can add captions to it. You can divide it, I don't know, into different segments that you will kind of cut parts out in the middle, and you will add some kind of hotspots or anything that will come to your mind on how to utilize the different editing tools. But eventually, this is a very easy tool to record your lectures ahead of time. And I must say that today, in kind of a hybrid environment that we're all still adjusting to, this might come very much in handy. Now I want us to take a different perspective. A lot of time when we're talking about Kaltura content creation tools, we're thinking about the faculty and how faculty can use them. This time, I want to talk about the Kaltura Capture from the student's perspective. So, for example, we can ask students, instead of just submitting their paper or their presentation or their assignment, and we will read it later on ourselves, we can ask them to record themselves using Kaltura Capture and explain to us what they've meant. This can grant them some more scores, and maybe kind of it will help them to maybe, I don't know, formalize their ideas better verbally, and this might help to their grade. But also, it's a nice, I think it's a nice way for you, the professors, to see how they're talking about this content, how passionate they are about this content, how accurate they are about this content, because the written word is different than the verbal word. So just an idea. Of course, you can encourage your students to create this presentation or work on this assignment and then present it themselves using Kaltura Capture and submit it via Blackboard. This is another way to think of it, to also engage students to use this tool. And I believe that it will also be more interesting to you to actually see them talk about this and not just read what they wrote. Another thing that I wanted to mention in here, which I find quite also kind of creating more personal touch to the learning, if you have time, if this is not a very big group of hundreds of students, you can also submit feedback to an assignment using the Kaltura Capture. So you can take, for example, if they use the video assignment, the Kaltura Capture for their video assignment, you can take the same assignment, their own attachment, and you can then add your own feedback on it, using your cursor showing, okay, this part here wasn't accurate. I see what you're saying, but that's actually not the right way to, I don't know, emphasize it or something like that. Eventually, what I'm trying to say here is, even if they just submitted one paper and they didn't use the Kaltura Capture idea like I showed you in my previous slide, even though I'm trying to kind of push for it, but again, I understand that each and every one of you will choose whatever will work for them. You can see in here that you can submit over their submission your feedback using Kaltura Capture, because everywhere you have the text editor box, you will have this plus, or maybe on your end it will look a little different, but eventually everywhere there is a text editor, you can use the Kaltura icon, and you can embed media with Kaltura, and you can embed media you used to create you used Kaltura Capture to create. So think of it as kind of a personal touch for your feedback, and you can actually kind of show them with your cursor on what to pay attention for next time. And I see questions on the chat that are being responded, so this is great. I'm not going to address questions that I see that were answered already, so thank you for all of you answering. Last but not least, I want you to think also about Kaltura Capture for peer review. For example, we have a slide, we have an article, we have an assignment, we have a document, a spreadsheet, something, and we can ask students to review this piece of content and then use Kaltura Capture to actually emphasize their thoughts about this, what they agree with, what they found not so accurate, not so innovative, and then upload this into, for example, a discussion board. And then people can watch what other students have commented over a specific section in this article, for example, and they can take the same section or other section and explain them their thoughts of it, and they can use the annotation tools and the cursor that is showing, kind of popping up and showing things, and kind of dragging the attention of the viewer to a specific space. So you can use all of that with Kaltura Capture. And I think that this is another way to engage the students when they know that they actually need to kind of present this and not just write a comment. I think that this will elevate their level of engagement to the course. And it's a good practice, in my opinion, for everyone who wants to stay in the academic sphere to kind of do these peer reviews. Correct me if I'm wrong, this is very much popular to do these kind of practices. So with that said, so thank you, everyone. And with that said, we kind of covered all the different scenarios that we can use Kaltura Capture for. And again, these are just the scenarios that we thought of internally. But if you have any other scenarios and you want to share with the group, go ahead and write in the chat. Even if it's just an idea, we can go and review it together and think together whether it will work for us or for some of us. So feel free to utilize the chat for an open discussion as well. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to demo you Kaltura Capture. And I'm going to show you how the app works and how can we kind of enjoy using this tool. I will be demoing this on my environment. So if you can't find it in your environment, we can leave a few minutes in the end for David or someone from your team to show it where exactly it is located on your environment. I just don't have credentials for your environment. Thank you, David. Okay, Dan. So I'm taking a look on the chat to see if I've missed anything. Okay, great. Yes, thank you. Very good comments on the chat. Okay, so I'm jumping into my Blackboard Ultra environment, and yours might look a little different. So, just try to take from this whatever is relevant to you, and whatever is relevant is the Kaltura workflow. So I'm clicking here on the customer training course. This is the course that I'm usually using. And in order to kind of go and start creating content, I usually go into my media, even though it's not the only way to access the add new button. This is usually what I find as best practice. So I'm usually going into my media. This is my personal media repository where I can find all the media that I've created or recorded over the time. As you can see, my colleague Noah is also using that same generic user. So this is why you see her face here, not mine. And now I'm navigating into the add new. From the add new, what I'm going to do, I'm going to navigate into Kaltura Capture. Once I will do that, this is the first time for me clicking on Kaltura Capture, I will need first to download the app. So we have a download here for Windows and we have a download here for Mac. I want to reassure you this is a very easy process, just a minute or two, and you will have the app installed on your computer. I must say that this is one of the only Kaltura solutions that needs to be downloaded. All of the rest of them are available on the web, but this also is kind of an advantage because then you can work on it offline if you need to. I already downloaded my Kaltura app, so what I need to do is just click on Open Kaltura Capture. And this is my app. So the app is opened. We have 3 different tabs in here. First, we have here all the library of everything that we've created with Kaltura Capture, and whether it was uploaded or not, or re-upload, or I don't know, let's see if we have a different example in here. So this is something that I decided not to upload because I thought it's not good enough. Then I have here some settings. I must be honest, I never went into these settings before. I mean, I went into this before, but I never changed them. I always use just the default settings, but for those of you who wants to explore them, they are there. And then you have some information, and that's about it. Right now, I'm logged in with my student user. So give me just a moment to sign out, and then I will launch again the app, and I will go with my instructor user just to make sure that everything is going to the right place. So let's give it a moment. Okay, going into my media again. Clicking on add new, Kaltura Capture. Open Kaltura Capture as I already downloaded this before. And now I will upload it again. It has been opened on my other screen. I will show it to you in a second. Okay. So here is my app again. Next thing I will do, just to make sure I'm now the instructor. Yes, great. Next thing I will do is click on new recording. New recording, this is actually the user interface that you will be using. Here under manage, the app that I just showed you is not as used as this window here, because eventually you're coming to this app to record. And once you've uploaded the content to My Media, you will keep on working from My Media. So this will be the main space that you will be working with. And what do we have here? So we can choose here the different streams that we would like to have in the Kaltura Capture. First one is indicating that I can use a camera, but on top of my camera, I can also click here on the drop down, and I have here my other screen. So maybe there's a scenario that you would like to capture 2 screens, or maybe there's a scenario that you would like to capture 2 cameras. I believe that the most popular way is to capture a webcam and a screen. I do want to say that whatever is set here first is usually the big picture, and then what is set next is the small picture, but you can toggle the view, so it doesn't really matter. Everyone can toggle the view, so it doesn't really matter. And the screen, I can see which screen is being caught in here. So I have 2 screens, and I would like to use this one. Let me just check. No, the other one. You can also get a preview and make sure that you're actually capturing the screen that you want to capture. So this is the screen that I want to capture. And you have kind of a red light showing you that. And the next thing is to choose audio. I'm not choosing audio this time because my audio is streaming to the Zoom call. So I don't want to accidentally be muted in the Zoom call. So this is why I'm not choosing audio. Of course, when you will be doing this, you will choose your audio the same way that we just did. You will click on that to make it available, and then you will choose your input. By the way, you can also select one area. You don't have to capture your entire screen. You can select an area from your screen if you prefer. For example, you don't want your students to see your labels in here. That's fine. You can do that as well. Okay, so I spoke a lot of that. Let's start to record. By the way, I have a small delay here. It will start recording in a few short moments. In the meanwhile, I do want to take this time to explain something regarding the integration with Kaltura Capture. The minute we will use PowerPoint presentations with Kaltura Capture, in a full screen mode, all the words from the slide will be captured and searchable within the media player and within the video library, either My Media or Media Gallery. So all the words will become searchable on the slide. But on top of that, every time that we will switch into a different slide, there will be created a chapter within the navigation bar. So on top of the fact that in the navigation bar, we will have a search bar, we'll also have an option to jump between the different slides and kind of reach to the section of the video that these slides are shown in. A lot of time I get asked, what if we will not use the full screen mode? Will this work the same? So the answer is no. Another question that I get asked a lot is whether we are going to use a different app of presentations, not PowerPoint. Will this have the same integration? Unfortunately, not. So by the way, I started to record. So I'm using my screen and my presentation, and it will start running soon. The timer will start running soon. I do wanna, oh, I need to do it again. 1 second, I think it's with my internet connection. Let's do that again, just making sure that I'm on the right screen. Yes. Okay. It will take me a moment. It won't happen on your end, but I do want to say something regarding the annotations. The annotations you see in here, and we will open that in a moment, and we will go over each and every annotation. There's one more thing to mention regarding the annotations. The annotations are being added on the top of whatever you are showing here. So whenever, for example, you are moving on to the next slide and you annotated something important regarding this slide, you will need to make sure to remove it, because if you're not going to remove it, it will keep on going with you to the next slide. So we don't want to kind of have these annotations that for the next slide are not relevant anymore, and we still will have them. So we need to remember to go over and remove them before. As you can see, we have here the timer. At any point of time, I can unmute myself. And this button here usually enables me either to stop the recording or pause. I think now it should start correctly. Sorry for the slight delay. It's only on my end. You shouldn't expect this behavior. So don't worry about that. Give me 1 more second.
Meytal, when you have a second, we have a couple questions too. There's a
Okay. Great. So I'll just take a look on the chat in the meanwhile while it's still uploading. Let me just open the chat.
I can get you the most recent ones that came up, the way to save you the time of looking. One that came up from Carrie is, are there cursor or highlight options when recording?
Yes, there are. Hopefully I will be able to demo them. This is an unexpected obstacle, but yes, there are. It's on the annotation toolbar, and also when you use your cursor, when you actually start the record, hopefully I will be able to start record soon. You will see how it kind of jumps every time you click on something. So your cursor kind of looks, there's like kind of a circle behind that. So it highlights what you do.
Great. The next question, is there a time limit for recordings?
No time limit, and no, by the way, another question that we get asked a lot, no size limit. Even if you will record for 3 hours, it will just take more time to upload, but no limit on that.
Good. And then Dr. Brown asked, will I always be able to see my recordings there?
Yes, so you will be able to see your recordings in the app. Let me just open the app for a second. You can always see all your recordings in the app, but if you are also uploading them to the system, when you click on save and upload, so you can also see them in the My Media. So if you upload each and every one of them, they will also be in My Media. If you don't upload each and every one of them, so I'll just want to remind you that here we can see which of them was uploaded and which of them not. Okay, so here we can see re-upload. That means that it was uploaded. Trying again, and if it won't work this time, I will show you the end result, and I will maybe ask David to share his screen and record, just because looks like my environment is refusing to demo for me. Another question on the chat that maybe I've missed. I think not, right?
Yeah, I think we've got most of them answered. Julian answered one before for us, so I think we're okay.
Okay, so I will show you the end result of a Kaltura Capture, and then we'll maybe try to use David's user, maybe he will share a screen and I will guide him through the process. But I do want to show you the end result of a Kaltura Capture demo that we created ahead of time for this training. So basically, once we finish to record, this is how the end result will look like. We will have here the navigation bar. So each and every slide that Noah, my colleague, had on her presentation will become a chapter. This is a chapter. And you see how each and every slide here has the word test. So I can look for the word test, and I will be presented with all the slides that has this word. If I will click on them, I will also be able to click on the slide itself, and I will be prompted with this time of the video that this slide was available. Another thing that we can do with this end result is to toggle the view, and we can also change the view. So for example, instead of having one big stream and one smaller stream, we can also have just side by side, and we can toggle the sides if we wish. By the way, each and every of these words that were captured from the slide, and they are now searchable within the video, they're also searchable outside of the video. What do I mean by that? For example, if I will take a step back to my media, and let me just go back to my media, I want to show you something. In the My Media, I will be able to search for example, the word test, and I will be prompted with all the videos that were associated to this word. And here is the Kaltura Capture demo that I just showed you. And if I will click here on Show More, I will be able to see all the different chapters that had these words in the slides. And I will be able also to jump. It's clickable. I will be able to jump into this section of the video. So this is also an option for us. I see that my Kaltura Capture is still loading, and I do want for you to see everything. So I think that maybe David, if you can load real quickly the Kaltura Capture, and I will just guide you through the different elements, this will be great. So you can take over the screen share. I will stop sharing if that's okay by you.
You got it. So I will leave my camera off so I can record using the Kaltura Capture, but this is also a great opportunity to show where to find this in our system. So it's very similar to what Meytal showed us. So everyone should be able to see my Blackboard screen. Is that correct? Excellent. Okay, so on your Blackboard screen, you'll log in, you'll see this institution page. On the left-hand side, you'll see something that says Tools. Click on there. And then you'll see that Kaltura My Media right here. If I click on that, you'll see my previous recordings that I could use in other courses, but just like Meytal showed earlier, click on Add New, and then you'll click on Kaltura Capture. If you don't have this on your computer yet, you can download it either for Windows or Mac, just like we saw before, but I will open up Kaltura Capture. As you can see, it's right here. Let me go ahead and exit out of that, and I'll just go ahead and bring it up real quick. So as you can see here on my screen, if everyone can see that, there's my image. So there's my webcam. I can also choose which screen to record. So I'll go ahead and choose this main screen. And then my camera is set for my webcam as well. And then my audio, which is my microphone source right there. So once I click on record, 3, 2, 1, if you can see that countdown. This is great. So for me as a faculty facing unit and this team with C.A.L, if I do want to show faculty on how to access certain things, this is a great opportunity to do that. So same thing, if I go to Blackboard, here's the institution page. If I go on the left-hand side and click on Tools, that's where I can click on Kaltura My Media. And you can see it's recording right here in the lower right corner. Add New, find Kaltura Capture. I'll go ahead and stop this.
No, wait.
Okay.
Wait.
I won't stop it yet.
Stop. No,
Okay.
Don't stop yet.
Yep.
So I wanted you to click on the pencil icon you see there next to the microphone. Exactly. And let's give it a minute to load. So you can choose different colors. You can type, you can annotate, you can take arrows, you can emphasize something exactly. Just remember that once you will move on to the next thing that you want to show, it will still be there. So in order to remove it, you can click on the regular cursor there and then just click on delete. Yeah, just choose this and or it should be, maybe it's the other one. Yeah, sorry, it's the other one. Then you can, exactly. And now we can click on delete and delete this. That's it. This is what I wanted to show you. There's also next to the next to the delete icon, there's a whiteboard that you can bring up. So exactly. So you can also use the whiteboard if you need kind of to have also something on top of the whiteboard that is not on top of what you're showing on your screen. And you can type. And you can, by the way, change the thickness of your pen. There's kind of like an option there to drag in next to the colors, exactly.
Right here on the right. Good.
Yeah. So exactly. So this may be not as interesting as others. And that's it. So once you will stop to record, you will see, and now you can, unless you're having fun, we can keep on doing that, but now you can stop recording and we will be prompted with the app that I showed you before, exactly. And now you can save and upload or just save. If you're saving and upload, this is going into your My Media. If you're just saving, it is saved locally on your computer. So we're saving and uploading, and in a few short moments, David will be able to see it under his own My Media. And by the way, David also changed the name of this recording, and we could also add description and tags if this is something that you use. We of course recommend you to use as much metadata as fields as possible, but you can also then change it later on. And we can see, by the way, how much time it takes to upload. So I guess that in a minute or so, we will see it under My Media. And if you will minimize this window and you will go back to My Media, next to each entry, we have here the pencil icon to the right, and you can amplify each and every recording with all Kaltura different tools. So I just wanted you to be aware of that. And if we will wait another minute, we'll be able to see this recording jumping in the top of this list. In the meanwhile, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to utilize the chat.
And I do have a quick question. So what are some use cases for using that whiteboard function that we went over?
So I have to say that when I saw it for math classes. So sometimes people have kind of this pad with the pencil that they're using instead of their cursor, and then they are writing really fast kind of math equations. So this is what I saw, but get creative. You can use it in any other way that you will find interesting or helpful. Yeah.
Excellent. So I have it under My Media. So if I go back to My Media page.
Exactly. Yeah, you went back to the media page, but if you will go back to My Media, you will see it there.
Gotcha. So let me go ahead and go back here. And this one right here.
Yeah, so let's click on it and see the full experience. So, it's still processing. So for this video, we didn't use PowerPoint presentation, but I encourage you to try it out because the integration is really smart. And once it will be ready, you will see the little navigation bar and the options to toggle the view and change the view. And that's it. This is the entire demo. Thank you, David, for saving me here.
Oh no, always. I think this is such a great tool, especially as we start the fall semester. I think one of the use cases that Julian presented is, especially let's say if I'm presenting my syllabus for the course, I can go ahead and use some of these Kaltura Capture tools to highlight different areas of that syllabus, type on the screen, circle things. That would be great. And then you can embed it into Blackboard.
Yeah. So any other questions or comments or anything that you would like to share with us?
Yeah, Julian?
Yeah, I'll speak real quick. So you brought up a great point about being able to create those videos for assignment. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, being able to create those videos for assignments. And that leads big into our piece on transparency for students knowing the purpose of a task, knowing how it aligns back to those course outcomes and those module outcomes. So being able to create that will be able to help students see the relevance in your assignments and how everything connects back to those module and course outcomes. So I just wanted to tell you thank you for that.
Yeah, and Julian, I know that you use Kaltura Capture for your own purposes. Is that correct?
Absolutely. I use it a lot in my class. I've used the video quiz feature for my syllabus. As far as I've used the Kaltura the express capture for our beginning of the semester introductions. And even that search feature is a great feature I've introduced to my students as well for a lot of our lectures, to be able to go search content within the videos we create. So you can always know where to find certain things.
Yep, thank you. And then since this has uploaded, I'll go ahead and play a little bit of it.
Great. So for me as a faculty-facing unit and this team with C.A.L, if I do want to show faculty on how to access certain things, this is a great opportunity to do that. So same thing, if I go to Blackboard, here's the institution page. If I go on the left-hand side and click on Tools, that's where I can click on Kaltura My Media. And you can see it's recording right here in the lower right corner. Add New, find Kaltura Capture. I'll go ahead and stop this. I won't stop it yet.
So as you can see, it was a seamless recording. I love it. So yes, just like Julian said, especially for us when we work with faculty, this is a really easy way to show where things are. So we have that recording, we can just give that to them as well, right? And Meytal and Kevin, thank you so much for your time today. We do appreciate your team's efforts for this presentation. It definitely will be super helpful for our faculty. Did you want to end with any final thoughts?
Just to say thank you. I really enjoyed preparing this session today. And if you have any questions, you are welcome to follow up with us. Oh, and actually, I do have one more thing to share with you. Yep. We are extremely obsessed with our feedback about our training. So I will share in the chat the training evaluation form. If you will have the time to take a moment and fill it in, we will appreciate it. But besides that, we're good on our side.
Good. Yeah, and thank you just from my perspective, David, and to the rest of the team. Thanks so much for joining today, and Meytal, great job. You know, David and other members of the team at UDC and I work together to, constantly to make sure we understand the use case and ways to be able to improve. So we'll continue to have those conversations, but please continue to give us that feedback so that can help us in creating more helpful presentations like this in the future for you.
Yep, and what we can do here on the CAL team is as we work with faculty and encourage them to use Kaltura Capture, we can kind of compile some use cases. So in the future, we can also see how faculty are actually using this in their courses and highlight that. So I did put the training form or the survey form right there in the chat box. I'll go ahead and put some of our other links as well. So the first link that you'll see on the screen is our PD website. We do offer PD monthly. So if you are interested in that, just click on that link. There's the Kaltura training survey feedback form right there. Our Cal Help team email is calhelpdesk@udc.edu. Feel free to send us an email there and one of the team members will answer that. We will also upload this shortly to our YouTube channel, this webinar, and we have our PD survey as well, that last link. And Kevin or Meytal, is there a general email that we can share with faculty that they can send you an email? And just unmute, Meytal, you're muted.
Sorry for that.
No problem.
I can share with you a couple of helpful links.
Okay.
We don't have like kind of a regular email that we kind of monitor, but I can share with you this link that I just added, a video of a few how-to videos on how to use Kaltura Capture, and I can share some more articles or anything that you would like me to. I can do it right now, even if we will just keep the chat open. I will add in a few short moments Kaltura
Excellent.
Capture.
What I could also do is if you send that to me after this session is over, I can also forward that to interested faculty members.
Sounds good.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. We did get some great questions in the chat. Kevin, Meytal, I can't thank you enough for coming here today. I know the fall semester just started for us yesterday. So as you can imagine, it's been quite busy. So we do appreciate your time and efforts today. And for everyone else, we hope that you can join us for another PD session in the future. Best wishes for the start of the fall semester, and we will see you very soon. Goodbye,
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.